is about.
So, Mike, I recently had a client come in to me, and he was a pilot, and they suspended his passport. So, while he could still fly domestically, he couldn't fly internationally. But the IRS suspended it based on his tax debt. Can you help us understand a little bit more of what's involved there?
Yeah, about eight. Thanks, Josh. About 8 years ago, the Congress came up with what's called the FAST Act. The FAST Act came through with much legislation where people put in a lot of stuff and fats that weren't supposed to be there, and the FAST Act was one of those by the IRS. And what it said is, if you owed over at that time 52,000, today it's 59,000, that IRS was going to send you out a 508C letter, and then after you got that letter, they're going to file a federal tax lien. Then in that 508C letter, you have 90 days to go ahead, contact IRS, either to be put in currently non-collectible, a payment agreement, or offer in compromise, or guess what? Your passport is going to be suspended by the State Department. So how do you get that back? Well, what Josh does is he goes ahead and he takes a financial statement, and then on that financial statement, what happens?
Well, we collect certain information, some biographical information about you, your name, birth date, street address, city, state, zip, some like 7 or 8 real technical questions about bankruptcy and the sort. But then we also get into the details of your income and expense, what you owe and what you won't, because that's the criteria that the IRS uses to determine whether you're eligible for one of their alternatives to collections. And by collections, I mean draconian measures. Pay this, pay in full, do not collect $200, do not pass go to jail. But you're not going to go to jail, but you pay it all or else.
So the one of three ways that you can get your passport back is you either call yourself, which you're going to find probably you're not going to want to do that, or you can get put in currently non-collectible, a payment agreement, or you can file an offer in compromise. Once that goes on the IRS computer system and there's a code entered, at that point we do it as fast as anyone in the nation. It notifies the State Department, and at that time they start the process to get your passport. But Josh, IRS was really sneaky adding this legislation is, but it's effective this year alone. 1 million people right now.
Wow.
IRS is threatening, and they do. Probably, I'm guessing 90% of those people, because they don't have professionals, are probably lost their passports.
So I did have that client who we did work for. He got his passport back, but then he decided to hang up his wings and not fly anymore. But we're able to get him success, got that passport back from the State Department. He came into my office and had me do some checking before he actually went there because he didn't necessarily have all the confidence he had. Because there are a lot of firms out there that will say a lot about settle for less with the IRS and we'll do it for you. Everybody's approved. When in fact, only 25 or 35% of people are really, when you apply for that program, approved.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Contact Josh. He's probably one of the most honest, trustworthy practitioners. I've been doing this for 51 years. He is just actually the bomb to work with. So we thank you very much for listening. And Josh, where do they get a hold of you at?
So click on the link below to schedule your free 30-minute consultation with Mike and I, or give us a call at 763-477-4205. And I hope this has been helpful and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Make sure you keep your passport. You'll never know when you need it. Thank you.